Welcome, traveler. If you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, if you feel like the path you're on just isn't yours, then this journey is for you. Together, we're about to explore a kind of alchemy of the soul, a way to transform the heavy lead of despair into the dancing gold of a life you create for yourself. All right, let's step into this dark parable of self-discovery. Every journey has a beginning, and for our wanderer, it starts right here, in what you might call the Valley of the Sheep. He's just completely bogged down by tradition, by the paths everyone else says he should walk. And he's looking for validation, not from inside himself, but from the herd. He's hoping that if he just blends in perfectly, he'll finally feel like he matters. So this first stage, it's all about understanding that leaden weight. It's about really feeling that comfortable but absolutely crushing pressure of tradition. The safety of the herd, it feels good for a while, but it always comes at the cost of your true self. So what's holding him there? Well, it's these societal scripts. Just think of them as these pre-written life plans that we're all handed. Go to this school, get that exact job, follow these rules, or else. They're a powerful shield against the absolute terror of real freedom, right? But you have to be careful because a shield can become a cage before you even realize it. And this right here is the choice he's facing. On one side, you have the illusion of cosmic specialness that you get from belonging to the herd. And on the other, well, there's the difficult, often lonely, but absolutely essential path of forging your own way and taking real ownership of your own life. But see, the wanderer can't stay in that valley forever. Something new starts to stir inside him, and it transforms him from that passive sheep into the defiant lion. And this is the first great transformation. This is rebellion. And the thing about the lion is, it doesn't ask for permission. It just roars a holy no to the old world and all its rules. It's this raw, necessary act of destruction, leveling the entire forest of tradition, rejecting every single external authority that once held him captive. Now this is a powerful moment. All the old gods, all the old rules, they're gone. They're dust. But this question, it forces us to face the consequences of pure rebellion. I mean, what do you do when the only thing you know is what you're against? And this, right here, is the answer. Without creating something new, pure opposition, well, it just leads to a hollow victory. The wanderer finds himself standing alone, not in some new kingdom he's built, but in a wasteland he made himself, a prison built from the rubble of his own past. So, he's escaped one cage only to find himself trapped in another, much more subtle one. This is the prison of nihilism. This is the stage of the anti-hero, a figure who isn't trapped by society anymore, but by his own rebellion. This is the anti-hero within. It's that part of us that finds its entire identity in its enemy. It's a victim mentality, really. It's a defense mechanism that we use to avoid the terrifying responsibility of actually creating something new. And these are its shackles. The anti-hero uses victimhood as a shield, but he stays chained to the debris of the past. He blames society, the system, you name it, because, let's be honest, that's way easier than facing the silence and forging a new purpose from scratch. Now, to escape this prison, rebellion isn't going to cut it. The wanderer has to turn inward. He has to perform an alchemy on his own soul. And this is the real turning point of the whole journey. This is the forge of the self. This process, it requires 3 incredibly courageous acts. First, radical honesty. You have to admit that the shield of victimhood is actually a cage. Second, you have to discard the crutch of blame. And third, the most profound step of all, you must shatter the spear of old authority. What a powerful metaphor, right? Wotan's spear represents the law, the ultimate external authority. But for the wanderer, this isn't about fighting some god out there. No, it's about shattering the divine scripts that are inside himself so he can finally seize his own human agency. This is what he's transmuting. This is the heavy, burdensome lead of his past. The blame, the victimhood, the despair, the sheer weight of a life that was only defined by what it fought against. And through the fire of that inner forge, this is the result. That heavy lead is transformed into the dancing, almost weightless gold of a self-propelled life, a life just vibrant with a purpose that he created himself. This whole alchemy process, it's what prepares the way for the final and most profound metamorphosis. the wanderer moves beyond the defiant lion to become the creative child.
So what does it mean to be the child? It means becoming this, a wheel that rolls out of its own center. Your momentum, your purpose, it all comes from within. You're no longer defined by old scars or past enemies, but by the constant, joyful invention of your own personal truth.
And here's the final shift. The lion's holy no was absolutely necessary, to clear the ground. But it's the child's sacred yes that actually builds something new on it. It is the ultimate act of affirmation, a yes to life, but on your own terms.
And the journey culminates in this amazing achievement. The wanderer conquers his own cynicism, his own despair. And instead of fearing that existential silence, he sees it for what it is, a blank canvas, a canvas upon which he can paint a world entirely of his own making.
This is where the journey ends, and where true freedom actually begins. The wanderer finally realizes that he is, and always was, the sole architect of his own morality. He doesn't go out and find meaning, he creates it.
And so, this whole parable ends not with an answer, but with a question, and it's turned towards you. You've walked the path with him, you've seen the transformations, the canvas is blank, the silence is waiting. So, what new values will you create?